Hello, amigos. I am Nelly C, and I want to share this PowerPoint with you. My goal for my YouTube channel is to study the topics for the licensed clinical social worker exam together and share this material with someone who may need it. My email address is learningtogethertobecomealcsw@gmail.com. Just in case you would like to contact me. And here is also my Facebook page, facebook.com Learning Together for L6W. First, I want to share a quote to continue to be inspired and motivated to carry on with this journey. Talk to yourself like you would someone you love. Nice quote. Again, talk to yourself like you would someone you love. And here we have the fourth topic of the human development, diversity, and behavior in the environment, which is 24% of the exam. And I'm going to share with you, stop share, and then I'm gonna share this book, which is from Dr. Dan Adkar. And I wanted to first read what does she have to do, what does she have to say about the development spiritual side of the human development, the spiritual side. Okay, let's see. I just had it. I just wanted to show you the cover. And this is the fourth topic that we are. Okay, so we are here. No, actually. Here. Theory of spiritual development through lifespan. So let's see. Let's read it. Many models attempt to explain the impact of spiritual and or religious belief on behavior. Many of them describe this impact alone and continuum as follows, with some individuals changing during their life course and others remaining in the same point. Individuals are unwilling to accept a will greater than their own. Behavior is chaotic, disordered, and reckless. Individuals tend to defy and disobey, and extremely egotist. They lack empathy for others. Very young children can be at this age. Adults who do not move beyond this point and they continue may engage in criminal activities because they cannot obey. So this is a theory of spiritual development through the lifespan. Okay, let me read it again. Many models attempt to explain the impact of spirituality and or religious belief on behavior. Many of them describe this impact along and continue as follows. With some individuals changing during their life course and others remaining at the same point. Individuals are unwilling to accept a will greater than their own. Behavior is chaotic, disordered, and reckless. Individuals tend to defy and disobey, are extremely egotist. They lack empathy for others. Very young children can be at this age. Adults who do not move beyond this point and they continue may engage criminal activity because they cannot obey rules. Individuals have blind faith in authority figures and see the world as divided simply into good and evil and right and wrong. Children who learn to obey their parents and other authority figures move to this point in the continuum. Many religious people who have blind faith in a spiritual being and do not question his existence may also be at this point. Individuals who are good, law-abiding citizens may never move further in the continuum. Then we have the scientific skepticism and questioning are critical because an individual does not accept things on faith but only in convinced logically. Many people working on a scientific and technical field may question spiritual or supernatural force because they are difficult to measure or prove scientifically. Those who do engage in this skepticism move away from the simple and official doctrines. Okay. The individual starts enjoying the mystery and beauty of their nature and existence. The individual develops a deeper understanding of good and evil, forgiveness and mercy, compassion and love. Religion and spirituality differ significantly from other points in the continuum, and things are not accepted on blind faith or out fear. The individual does not judge people harshly or seek to inflict punishment on them for their transgression. This is the stage of loving others as one loves oneself, losing attachment to ego and forgiving enemies. Basic principles of all models move from the egocentric, which are associated particularly with childhood, to conformist, and eventually to integration or universal. So basic principle of models move from egocentric, which are associated particularly with childhood, to conformist, and eventually to integration or universal. There is positive relationship between spirituality and overall mental health, as well as with regard to certain problems or disorders. For example, there is a positive association between church attendance and lower level of depression. Similar relationships have found between spiritual and anxiety stress. There may be also positive effect on post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, because religion and spirituality may be beneficial in dealing with aftermath of trauma. In these instances, clients may have religious openness and readiness to face existential questions. In addition, traumatic experience can lead to a deepening of religion or spirituality. Those who share the same religious values as a client and their family may also serve as cohesive support networks. These religious and spiritual communities can provide tangible assistance in addition to being psychologically viewed by clients as supportive. Some of the mechanisms which spirituality assists include enhanced coping styles, locus of control, as well as providing social support and social network. Clients who are spiritual may use more collaborative approach when coping, relying on higher being to cope with stress, which is associated with greatest improvement in mental health. Spirituality may also allow clients to reframe or reinterpret events that are seen as uncontrollable in such a way as to make them less stressful or more meaningful. Lastly, emotions encouraged in many spiritual traditions include hope, contentment, love, forgiveness, and may be beneficial to clients in promoting positive mental health. Okay, so this is what Miss Dr. Dan gave us, and then it comes to the topic number 5. So I'm going to stop sharing here, go to my PowerPoint, and I'm going to give this, okay, so stop sharing here. I'm going to share the article that I have in the PowerPoint. And we have more deepener understanding and what others give us about theory of spirituality development. Here is a blog from Get Practice, Get License, Social Work Test Prep. Sometimes this website also has some good articles. Right near the top of all levels of the ACWB, content outline is a simple theme item, theory of spiritual development through the lifespan. Okay? But there aren't tons of well-known theory of spiritual development. There's really James Fowler and then some other theory that can be sent to fit the area. Example. Okay, it says Lawrence Culver's stage of moral development. While no explicitly focus on spirituality, Culver's stage of moral development have been linked to spiritual development. Higher moral stages often involve greater consideration of ethical and spiritual. Okay, so Ms. Culver. Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages. Erikson's theory of psychosocial development includes stages that touch on identity, intimacy, and generativity, which can have implications for spiritual development. As individuals seek meaning and purpose of their life. Okay, that's interesting. Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. Maslow hierarchy of needs suggests that once basic psychological and safety needs are met, individuals can pursue higher levels of needs, including self-sufficient actualization and self-transcendence, which are closely related to spiritual development. Okay? And then comes the attachment theory. The quality of early attachment relationships can impact an individual's sense of security and trust, which are important for the development of spirituality and sense of connection with higher power. So really, in order to prepare for social work license exam question on this topic, learn your Fowler. Let's go. James Fowler's stages of faith development is a theory that outlines a framework for understanding how individuals develop their faith and spirituality through their life. Fowler proposed 6 stages of faith development, each representing a different way of approaching and understanding one faith. Here are the stages. Stage 0. Primal or undifferentiated faith, infancy to 2 years. At this stage, infants and very young children have basic trust in their caregiver, but they have not yet developed a distinct religious spiritual faith. Their faith is undifferentiated and based on their primary relationship. Stage 1, intuitive projective faith, age 3 to 7. In this stage, children begin to develop a rudimentary understanding of religious and spiritual concepts. Their faith is often characterized by imagination, simple stories, and concrete beliefs. They tend to see the world in a very black and white manner, and their faith is highly influenced by the belief or value of their parents and caregivers. So that's the stage 1, intuitive and projective faith, from age 3 to 7. Stage 2, mystic literal faith, age 7 to 11. Children in this state start to understand religious history, symbols more literally. They may have developed a moral and ethical framework based on these stories. Their faith is often strongly tied to religious tradition and practice of their family or community, which is the mystical literal faith, 8 to 7, 11. Stage 3, synthetic conventional faith, adolescent to early adulthood. This stage typically corresponds to adolescents and young adults. Individuals in this stage begin to question and critically examine their beliefs. They start to form a more personal and reflective faith that may incorporate elements from various sources, including their family, religious community, and personal experience. So stage 3, synthetic conventional faith. Stage 4, individuative, reflective faith, adulthood. In this stage, individuals continue to develop a more independent and self-reflective faith. They're willing to question and challenge their beliefs, seeking a deeper understanding of the spiritual that is personally meaningful. This stage often involves more nuances and complex approach to faith. That's in the individuative reflective faith, stage 4. Stage 5, conjunctive faith, midlife and beyond. Individuals in this stage have greater capacity for empathy, understanding, and integration diversity perspective. They can appreciate the values of multiple belief systems and see interconnectedness of all humanity. There is a recognition of the limited human understanding, leading to increased humanity and acceptance. Stage 6, universalizing faith, rarely achieved. According to Fowler, only a few individuals reach this stage. Universalizing faith is characterized by transcendence and selfless faith that seeks to promote justice, compassion, and the well-being of all people. It is an extremely rare, highly evolved form of faith. It is worth noting that not everyone progresses through all these stages, and some people may remain in a particular stage through their life. People can also move back and forth between stages, especially when facing significant life events or challenges that prompt a reevaluation of their faith. Fowler's theory is a useful framework for understanding the diversity of spiritual development, but should be viewed as a guideline rather than a rigid model. How might this look in the ACW exam? How about something lifted straight from the info above? A social worker is providing counseling to a client who experiences crisis of faith, struggling with religious belief. The client in early adulthood expresses a need to explore, critically examine their belief, questioning the religious upbringing. The social worker recognizes that the client's experience is consistent with which stage, James, Fowler stage faith of development. So stage primarily myth, individual reflecting, and realizing faith. So crisis phase, struggling. Okay, so let's go to the answer. What is your answer? This is one of those questions you may be able to guess correctly without knowing the content. Just look for the key word, the client's question. Aka reflecting. And a quick cut, you write to the answer. The correct is individual reflective. Okay. And now you are much more prepared to go past the social worker license exam, ready to really get ready. And then it gives you the link for this page. Okay, so I have other article in my PowerPoint. I like that. Dr. Dunn didn't have it. Polar framework in her book. Okay, so let's go to my second article about spiritual development. Theory of spiritual development. Let's see. Models of spiritual development follow the same basic outline of development. They begin as egocentric, move to conformist, and end in integrate universal belief. Okay. First, individuals are unwilling to accept and will greater than their own. At this stage, people's behavior is chaotic and unstable. Individuals have no care for rules, lack empathy for others. This stage is where very young children tend to be. Adults who do not move past this stage tend to be engaged antisocial and criminal behavior because they cannot obey rules. This is what Dr. Dunn said, remember? Okay. 2. Individuals have blind faith in authority figures and see the world as divided simply into good and evil, right and wrong. This is a stage where children who have simply learned to obey parents and authority figures tend to be many religious people who have blind faith, and a spiritual being without question may also be at this point. Adults who are good and law-abiding citizens may never be moved past this point. 3. Scientific skepticism and questioning are critical because an individual does not accept things of faith, but only is convinced logically. Many people working in scientific and technical field may question spiritual or supernatural force because they are difficult to measure or prove scientifically. Those who do not engage in this skepticism move away from the simple official doctrines. The individual start for stage 4. The individual start enjoying the mystery and beauty of nature and existence. The individual develop a deeper understanding of good and evil, forgiveness and mercy, compassion and love. Religiousness and spirituality differ significantly from other points in the continuum, and things are not accepted on blind faith. Our fear. The individual does not judge people harshly or seek inflicted punishment and then for their transgression. This stage is loving others as one loves and oneself, losing attachment to ego and forgiving enemies. This is by Don Agapar, the source. Exactly, it's the same. Like I read the same. Okay, let's go to the last one. I have another source in my PowerPoint. And let's see. Stop share. I want to make sure that I am sharing. And this is for theory of spiritual development from the agents of change. Theory of Spiritual Development and the Exam, ASW exam. Welcome to the word spiritual development and its comprising link to the Association of Social Work exam. As you prepare for the ASW exam, understand that theory of spiritual development isn't just academic exercise, it's a transformative process that can enrich your personal growth and professional practice. In this article, we'll uncover how principles of spiritual development are important for the fabric of social work ethics practice, specifically as they relate to the ASW exam, whether it is early stage of psychosocial development, follower stage of faith, or muscle hierarchical need. Each theory offers valuable insight into human behavior and needs. There is more about the ASW exam and create a personalized ASWB study plan with age change. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here. Theory of spiritual development, a quick overview. It's similar like the first one, or the second one. This section explores the three pivotal theories that shed light on this journey, providing a foundation for understanding human behavior, needs, and social work. Erikson states psychosocial development. Erikson theory is a cornerstone in understanding human development. Although primary focus on psychosocial growth, its implications for spiritual development are profound. Each stage from transverse mistrust in infancy to integrity versus despair in old age encapsulates critical life challenges and resolution that shape an individual's spiritual journey. For instance, this stage of identity versus role confusion in adolescence isn't just about finding oneself. It's about discovering one's spiritual identity and purpose. Understanding this stage helps social workers appreciate the spiritual struggle and grow opportunity that clients face through their lives. Fowler stage of faith. James Fowler's theory offers a direct look in spiritual development. He describes a journey through 6 stages of faith, from the undifferentiated faith of infant to universalizing faith that few achieve. Each stage represents a unique way of finding meaning and connection, both social and social work. For example, the synthetic conventional faith stage, common in adolescents, involves conforming to external religious authority. However, it can evolve into a more individualized and reflective faith in later stages. Recognizing these stages can help social workers better understand the spiritual perspective and challenges of the client, enable them to offer more empathic and effective support. And here are the, let's read it so it can fit into our brain. Stage 0, primal or undifferentiated faith bear to 2 years. This stage occurs in infancy. The child's experience interaction are most likely shaped by the surroundings and attitudes of their caregiver. Their foundational trust, courage, hope, and love are developed hindered during this stage. Stage 2, intuitive projective faith, age 3 to 7. This is characterized by child's imagination. Faith is not based on logic or reasoning, but influenced by child's experience and examples set by parents and other adults. At this stage, children begin to develop their own impression of the world and the divine, often through stories and rituals. Stage 2, mythic literal faith, age 7 to 12. At this stage, individuals start to take religious stories and believe more literally. They accept the stories told to them by their faith community and tend to interpret this story in very concrete terms. This state is characterized by strong belief in justice and fairness. Stage 4, stage 3, synthetic conventional faith, adolescent into adulthood. This stage typically develops during adolescence. Faith is synthesized from various beliefs, value acquired from family, friends, and societies. Individuals in this stage tend to conform to the belief of those around them, and their faith may not yet have been critically examined or tested. Stage 4, individuative reflective faith, usually mid-20s and beyond mid-20s, usually mid-20s and beyond. This stage often develops a young adulthood when individuals start critically examining their belief and value. This stage is marked by willingness to question and critically reflect one's faith belief, leading to develop a more personal faith that is not solely based on external authority. Stage 5, conjunctive faith, life beyond. In this state, individuals begin to recognize the value of accepting paradoxes and uncertainty in their faith journey. There is an openness to the truth of the other faith tradition and understanding the truth in complex, multifaceted. This stage is often characterized by deepening sense of spirituality and desire for inclusivity and connectivity. Stage 6, universalizing faith, rarely achieved. This final stage is marked by a profound sense of universal compassion and a strong desire to transcend a specific belief system in favor of more holistic and inclusive understanding of faith. People in this state are often seen as living out their conviction of ingrained personal cause. Examples include figures like Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr. Maslow of hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow's famous pyramid is often seen as a roadmap of self-actualization. As he speaks, self-actualization is closely linked to spiritual fulfillment. It suggests that once basic physical and emotional needs are met, individuals seek a higher levels of fulfillment and connect, which often manifests in a spiritual term. This aspect of Maslow's theory is vital for social workers and underscore the importance of addressing not just material or psychological needs of clients, but also their spiritual aspirations and needs. Bridging theory of social practice. By understanding these stages, spiritual development, social worker can empathize more deeply, recognizing the spiritual state a client may be experiencing, allow for deeper level of empathy and connection, guide intervention, tailor intervention to correspond with the client's spiritual development stage can enhance their effectiveness, support holistic growth, addressing clients' spiritual needs along their physical, emotional needs, lead to more holistic, satisfying outcome. Merging path, spiritual development, HW. This journey toward acting the HW, exam understanding the nuances of spiritual development may appear as a two distinct paths. However, a closer look reveals the intersection where this path match, offering insight and strategy for aspiring social work. Empathy and understanding theory of spiritual development foster a deep sense of empathy by comprehending a spiritual journey in individuals and delineated by Eric Fowler and Maslow. You gain an enhanced ability to connect with clients on more profound level. This empathy understanding is crucial for the ASW exam, which often tests your ability to empathize with diverse client situations. Ethical dilemmas, spiritual insight. Ethics form a significant component of the ASWB exam, and often ethical dilemmas in social work are not black and white. Understanding spiritual development can provide a unique perspective in resolving those dilemmas. It encourages a deeper contemplation of value, moral, and the human condition, leading to more thoughtful and compassionate decision making. As you study various case scenarios during your exam preparation, integrating spiritual perspectives can offer alternative viewpoints and enrich your understanding of ethical principles and social work. Practical strategy for merging spiritual with an integrating learning approach. When studied for the ASW exam, consciously integrate example of spiritual development during your revision. For instance, when review case study, consider client's potential state spiritual development, how this may impact the behavior needs. This approach not only aids and memorize the material, but also deepen your understanding how this theory apply in real-world social work scenario. Mindfulness practice. Incorporate mindfulness and meditation to your study routine. This practice know how to reduce stress and improve concentration, both essential for effective exam preparation and learn more. Yeah. Reflective journaling. Keep a journal where you reflect on your own spiritual development, how they relate to the ASW exam, contain your future role as a social worker. This practice not only reinforces your learning, but also encourages a deeper personal integration of this theory into your worldwide. Discussing and collaborate, engage in discussing with peer mentors about spiritual development theory can be applied in social work practice. This conversation can provide new insight and make your study session more engaging and meaningful. Case study, when theory meets practice. The application of spiritual development theory social work can be best understood through real world scenario. Here we explore how Eric's follow muscle theory reveals various aspects of social work practice, providing deeper insight into a client's behavior needs. In scenario one, navigating adolescence, Edison identity versus role confusion. Background, Jamie, a 16-year-old, is struggling with her sexual identity. This confusion is impacting their social interaction and academic performance. Application theory. According to Eric, Jamie's state identity versus rule. This is state critical for development of self-personality into which Jamie is currently struggling. Social work intervention, social work understanding, Eric's stage will recognize the importance of supporting Jamie in exploring and affirming their identity. Intervention may include counseling to explore feelings, identity, group with face similar, and provide resource education identity. A scenario two, spiritual crisis and adulthood, following individual reflective faith. Background, Maria, 30 years old, experienced crisis faith after a personal tragedy, questioned religious beliefs she grew up. Application theory, polar stage individual reflective faith describe the period of questioning and exploration. Maria is moving away from a critical center to her childhood beliefs. Social work intervention. A social worker would respect Maria's process of reevaluating her belief, offering a non-judgment space for her to explore her feelings and thoughts. They might introduce mindfulness practice or encourage journal as tool for reflecting. Scenario three, late life reflection. Eric's integrating versus despair. Background: Mr. Lee, at 75 years old, retired, reflecting on his life, feeling a mix of satisfaction and regret. Application theory: Eric's final stage integrity versus despair encompasses Mr. Lee's reflection. He grappled with whether he feels a sense of fulfilled or regret about his life. Social work intervention. Understanding of this stage, social worker could help Mr. Lee process his life experience, focus on achieving and addressing regrets. Life review or therapy reminiscence group could be beneficial in this situation. Scenario 4, strength self-actualization, muscle hierarchy 4. Background. Sarah, in her late 20s, finally established, has a supportive family. However, she feels unfulfilled in her career and personal growth. Application theory. Sarah is seeking self-actualization. The top of Maslow hierarchy, having met her basic needs, she's now striving for personal fulfilling and purpose. A social work intervention, social worker might assist Sarah in exploring her passion and setting personal professional goals. Techniques like a career counselor, personal development, and workshop could be employed. Frequency test, answer and question. Theory of spiritual development and ASW exam. How do theory of spiritual development directly relate to the ASW exam content? The ASW exam assesses a candidate readiness for professional social work practice, including understanding human behavior and social environment. Theories of spiritual development like those Eric Fowler and Maslow offer a deep understanding of human behavior across various life spans. These theories help interpreting clients' action and choice through a spiritual psychological lens, which is essential for effective social work practice. Question on AW exam may not always directly reference this theory, but understanding they provide informed responses involving ethical dilemmas. Client intervention assessing the client's need. Can knowledge of spiritual development theory improve my practical social work? Absolutely. Knowledge of spiritual development theory can significantly enhance your practical social work skills. These theories provide a framework for understanding deeper motivation, conflict, and needs of clients. For instance, Erickson's stage of psychosocial development can help assessing development challenge, client the first age, while Fowler's stage of faith can offer insight into client spiritual existential concern. This understanding enables social workers to approach clients with greater empathy and tailor intervention more effectively to the specific development stages. Are there specific strategies for integrating spiritual development theory into ACW exam? An integrated spiritual development theory into ACW exam preparing requires strategy that combines theoretical understanding with practical application. Here are some concept mapping. Create visual maps that connect the spiritual development theories with social work practice. This can help visualizing how this theory apply in real life. Case study, review case study, and try to identify relevant spiritual development stage. Consider knowledge of these stages will inform your approach to these cases. Discussion group. Participate in the formal study group where you can discuss and debate all this theory, applying different social work contexts. This can deep understanding one expose to you to diverse perspectives. Reflective practice, regularly reflect on how this theory applies to your personal experience or hypothetically social work scenario. This can help internalize the concept of understanding their practical implication. Conclusion. And understanding the spiritual journey of individual as illuminated by theory like theory, Erickson, Fowler, and Maslow, equips social workers with a holistic view of human behavior. This knowledge is important both for the ASW exam and for the broader landscape of social work practice. We encourage more compassionate, empathic approach to client interaction, ensuring that social work are not just addressing the surface level issues, but are deeply attuned to the spiritual and psychological undercurrent of the current clients. Practice questions of theory of spiritual development. Jasmine, a 40 years old woman, has been seeing you, a social worker, for several months. She says that she has recently begun exploring her spiritual belief more deeply. Questioning the religious teachings she grew up, Jasmine explained that she's seeking more personal experiential understanding of spirituality rather than adhering strictly to doctrine she was taught as a child. She expressed a desire for more direct and personal connection with the divine and is exploring meditation and other spiritual practice. Correct answer B. Jasmine journal aligned with James Foley individual reflective stage. This stage is marked by individuals critically examining, reflecting on their belief, often leading to developments of faith that is more personal and less reliant on external authority. Jasmine questioning her childhood religious teaching and her exploration meditation on other spiritual practice to achieve a more personal connection with the divine are indicated of this state. She's moving away from the conformist belief of synthetic conventional faith state, option A, and is in the process of developing her own understanding of spirituality. So here are the reference, and we are, I'm gonna put all the links of the article that we read below the video in my YouTube channel. And I will also post my email and my Facebook page. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you would like to get more updates and topics related to the LCSW exam. Let's not give up. We can do it slowly but surely. Adios, mi gente linda. Many blessings.